All right, today's topic is going to be based off of inspiration, which is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. And that goes hand in hand with a lot of people that's trying to do something new. You know, a lot of books wouldn't exist and a lot of great people wouldn't exist, and you wouldn't look for motivation if we did the things that we knew were necessary to become successful and just actually acted upon it. But sometimes you just need that little push. And when I push, I like to push hard. Like to dive all in. Like Anthony Santangelo says, go all in. I like to just dive all the way into it. I can't do anything normal. But for some people, it's a little bit tougher. They're a little timid. They're a little shy. They got a plan. They got to do research. They got to make sure stuff's right. But most importantly, they got to make the choice and build that courage up to begin with. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about courage. Like that guy off what's the movie with the yellow brick road? Somebody type it in the comment section. Y'all know the lion, he needed courage. That's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Today's topic is based off of the hustle. It's a verb meaning the only controllable pillar of success. You want success? There's only one way to get it, baby, and that's hustle. Hustle, hustle hard.
All right, to fully understand courage, we got to know where to begin. And where to begin with courage is understanding that it is the commitment to begin without the guarantee of success. And for a lot of people, that can be very scary. You know, we like to do things that are easy or almost guaranteed. Like if we know the outcome is going to be great, we're like, yes, I'm all in, let's do it. But if there's a little bit of risk involved, if there's a little bit of uncertainty, it becomes a little risky. You just, I don't know. That's when you start hesitating and everything, right? We don't like to get involved and initiate things that just don't have some sort of guarantee of success with it, especially if you're in your like late 20s, early 30s, 40s, 50s. The older you get, the more risky things are. You say, I'm just gonna moonwalk away from this situation right here. So understand this, when it comes to courage, which is what we're talking about right here, there is no guarantee of success in what you're about to embark on. And the problem is when you create that expectation that you try to go online and Google and look at all your YouTube and try to figure out the best way to make sure you get success in it. Let me tell you, Google and YouTube don't always have the success tips for life. Sometimes you can follow the manual, the blueprint, the structure, step by step, and life will still figure out a way to throw you curveballs, and there is no guarantee for success in it. So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You deal with it. You deal with it. But you have to go into it with the understanding that there is no guarantee of whatever level of success that you think is available. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't happen. That just means that there is not a guarantee of it. There's going to be a tremendous amount of work when you're embarking on a new journey. Is going to be required in order for you to get that kind of success. And when life throws you curveballs outside of that realm of possibilities, that's when things start getting a little shaky. That's when things get a little funny. That's when, let's say your bills are starting to add up because, you invested some saved up money into this thing and you're not seeing the results yet and you kind of want to quit. That's when, situationships start to crumble and fail because you're trying to get outside your comfort zone and do something amazing, and you need all hands on deck. You need a crazy crucial support system, and it may not be there. That's when all these outside elements start running into play, which may disrupt what you're trying to do and not cause you to get that success as soon as you like it. But what's most important is that you got to go into it with the understanding that it wasn't guaranteed to begin with, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. That doesn't mean you can't get over the hump. That doesn't mean that you can't climb that mountain. That doesn't mean you can't take a stick of dynamite and just put it up against it in 3, 2, 1, blow that thing up and find another alternative route to the success you want if you want it bad enough. Let's go ahead and get into tip number 2. Tip number 2, act on logic, not emotion, and don't think, just do. Science shows that once you get emotionally involved with a new idea that enters your head, you literally got about 3 to 5 seconds to go ahead and get that out your head and just act on it, or you're just gonna talk yourself out of it. It's just plain and simple. Let's just think about a situation before where you were embarking on something new and your emotions got involved instead of logic. You started thinking, well, what would happen if, you started literally like formulating this equation out of all these different avenues, trying to map it and blueprinting and stuff like that. And then you look up and some time's gone by and you're like, you know what? Nah, forget it. I'll just do it later. Has that happened to anybody else in here?
Hallelujah.
I mean, if that's happened to you, just do a hand emoji in the comments or just say, yep, that's me in the comment section. I know it just can't be me. If you don't act upon those ideas within the first few seconds of it, 9 times out of 10, you literally won't get around to do it. You're just talking yourself out of it. You know, there's logical thinkers and there's emotional thinkers. And once those emotions get involved, let me just tell you, I see y'all on social media. There's some emotional people out there. Once some emotions get involved, like you gotta have a Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, like round 1 fight. Like y'all really gotta duke it out and logic has to win. If you literally don't act on those initial thoughts within the first few seconds, is just take the leap of faith and just go ahead and do it, even though you know that it'll be crucial to the success. If you don't take that leap in the first few seconds, you're just going to count it out. And that's why logic is so important. Our emotions get us in trouble sometimes. Now, I'm not saying that emotions don't play a major role in things, because sometimes it's the emotions that create the why that get you guys started. But that's not what we're talking about. Once we're started, now it's time to execute. And your execution has to be made off of logic. You've already thought out your plan. You already know what you're supposed to do. You're charting into that territory anyway. Now it's time to do it. And you're doing it is based off of logic, because you know by doing it, you'll get great results. It's going to cause you to be uncomfortable. I mean, everybody and their mama say it. Nothing amazing happens inside of your comfort zone. All the amazing stuff happens once you start to take that leap of faith. I use one of my salespeople, for example. When I first met this guy, he hated being on camera. Hated it. Didn't even want his picture taken. I tried to take his picture one time. He said, no. Didn't even like it, right? So one day he finally made the choice, and he decided to build up the courage and say, you know what? I've looked at the data. I looked at the statistics. I know that it works. Whatever fear that I have in being in front of camera, I just got to go ahead and get over it for the sake of the betterment of myself, because I'm trying to do something to help my family, right? So he bit the courage and he started making videos and he started doing it consistently. He started coming to me consistently for constructive criticism on how to get better and better. And once he dedicated himself to just doing it, he started seeing his numbers go up. But he had to get outside that comfort zone. He had to go off of logic and not emotions. That logic just had to win in order for him to win the battle within, in order for him to get great results. And that's what you should do too. If that makes sense, do me a favor, type something in the comment section.
Hallelujah.
And last but not least, keep going even when you feel like giving up. You know, I got to give a major shout out to Glenn Lundy, because he posted something on social media the other day that really resonated with me. He says, man, you take all the time to formulate these thoughts, to really try to change the world, to put content out there, whether it be text, whether it be videos, whether it be pictures, whether it be anything inspirational. And it takes so much time to just try to be unique and diverse and separate yourself from everybody else. And you go ahead and throw it out there. And what ends up happening? Social media algorithms. You guys have to understand, these free platforms are set up to eventually get your money. That's what it's all about. You got to pay to play. If you want to reach more people, you got to pay to play. You got to give them the dollar bills, y'all. You do. And so sometimes it can be discouraging when you literally put your all into try to spread your message. That resonated with me so much, because I do this from the heart. And I just want it to resonate with so many people and have such an impact. And it gets a little hard sometimes. It gets a little discouraging when it's crickets. You're like, wow, I really put a whole lot into that. Does anybody else feel that way? You just give so much with such a little return that you can be discouraging and you want to quit. But guess what? You got to keep going, baby. That choo-choo train just got to keep chugging along. I mean, I'm telling you firsthand. So I even took a long break. I took over a year hiatus from doing the dose, because I had to go within and work on myself, because there were some things that I just really needed to work on. But the good thing about it is I came back and I did not quit. I may have been down for the count, but I was able to get back up. And if I can do it, so can you. And it all starts with courage, ladies and gentlemen. It all starts with courage. So let's go ahead and recap for the people who were tardy to the party. Some tips to build it for change. If you're trying to do something new, if you're just starting something new, I'm telling you it's going to be challenging, but these tips will help you out. You got to understand that the courage is the commitment to begin without the guarantee of success. It's not guaranteed. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a long journey. You may even have to do it alone. You may not have a good support system, but that courage is going to help you out. Number 2, make sure you're acting on logic. Once you've made that decision to do something new or different in your life, the decision's made. You've already mapped it out. You know what you have to do. And when those uncertain times and those uncomfortable times come, you just got to straight do it. Within a few seconds, say, don't think about it, just do it. Those are the things that's going to keep you going and trending on the right path. And that's, last but not least, don't stop even when it gets tough. I mean, I have that written down like so many times. Like literally, there's a board right there. I even put it in all bold words. Don't stop. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when it sucks. I'm going to tell you, last night, had a Father's Day dinner at a fondue joint. And man, that was my first time like going to a fondue restaurant. And boy, it was good. It was yummy in the tummy. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to rack up some miles on the Peloton to burn that off. And then, you know, I don't watch a lot of TV, but found this new show on Netflix. It's kind of funny. And I stayed up a little bit longer than I normally would. And so getting up this morning was a little bit tougher, but I toughed it out and I did it. And I was like, oh, man, I got to do the dose. Yes, you do. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when your stomach's like, cheese and chocolate and all that good stuff you had last night, you know I'm about to mess you up, right? Oh, man, here's the deal. You guys, if you are new to the dose, if somebody shared this out to you and this is your first time watching this, and you guys want to know what's the best way to catch Markiss, the best way to catch me is live, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone. Just go in the search bar. Make sure you search for The Daily Dose Show. Hit that thumbs up and change your notification settings so you can know when I go live, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone. If you can't catch it live, catch it on the replay. And if you just so happen to be catching it on the replay, do me a favor, type in hashtag replay in the comment section so I can know who checks that out. But what's really cool is the dose is shortened. If you go to the comment section and look for my YouTube link, or if you can just go straight to YouTube and type my name, Markiss Stone, you'll see many pages. Go to the one that says The Daily Dose Show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You hit the like, thumbs up button. Comment if you're really feeling the show. And then most importantly, make sure you take your Thor hammer and just bang that notification bell so you can get notified when I drop a new video. I usually throw it in the comment section about an hour after I edit it down after the show. But again, I truly hope you guys incorporate a lot of what I'm talking about. Don't just come here to get motivated and excited. Motivation doesn't last long. That's why you need it often. What's most important is that you execute these things that I talked about today. So I'm just a kid from the south side of Chicago that's here to make the world smile and change people's lives. I do what I do from the heart, and I don't expect nothing in return. Maybe just a couple of shares to help grow the community. I hope you guys have a phenomenal week, and I will see you at 6:30 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday, Hump Day. Y'all have a great day. Peace.